Hey everybody, welcome to Rebel Media. Today we're going to go see Robert E. Lee, his tomb. We're at the beautiful Washington and Lee College here, and they've covered up Lee's statue here, and they've apparently put a big wall around his stuff and other things that I find to be disrespectful, so I'm sure they don't allow video in there, but I'm going to do my best to do video anyway, because you know what? It is a beautiful school. Would you look at that? The Lee Chapel was renamed the University Chapel in 2021, and all artifacts, including portraits of George Washington and Robert E. Lee, plus replica Confederate flags, have been removed from the display. Let's just mention some of the things that these people have done already. They removed Lee's portrait and the portrait of George Washington from the chapel. They removed the Lexington Garden Club plaque that was outside the chapel due to its reference to Lee. They even tried to remove Lee's name from Washington and Lee University, but thankfully it failed to pass the Board of Trustees. They canceled Founders Day, which for generations had honored George Washington and Robert E. Lee. They ordered the construction of a wall to permanently obscure the statue of Lee. They removed the plaque from Traveler's Stall, which is on the garage, which is adjacent to the university president's house, which was also the house of Robert E. Lee when he was there, but I'll tell you more about Traveler later. I hid my camera in the kangaroo pocket of my hoodie and made my way through the front door. You have to pass through a metal detector. It of course went off when I walked through. I showed them my belt buckle and he waved me on through. When I got in there, it was just an all sterile white environment. This is the other side of the wall I told you about. Robert E. Lee was the president of the college for just over 4 years, but he saved the small Virginia college at a time when colleges, and even large universities in the war-torn South, were destroyed and closed forever. Technically, this is Lee's second office. His first one was in another building that used to have a plaque outside of it, but don't worry, they removed that as well. Before we go, let's get back to Traveler. I think this proves just how silly these people really are. They removed his original plaque, which you can see here, and they replace it with this dull plaque that one might use for the burial of a family cat. All that is written is Traveler's name, his birth, and his death. Arguably one of the most famous horses in American history, and for the record, Traveler didn't own any slaves. He had no political agenda. To be clear, he was just a horse. It's sad. This school carries the man's name. For obvious reasons, I couldn't offer much commentary in there, but we were able to get some video for you guys. They did this renovation. I've tried to come here a couple times. What the renovation was putting a big wall, which the lady said was a partition. Really, it's a wall. And they did that so that when people walk in, you won't see Lee, his statue of him laying there. They took all the flags out of there. Pretty lame. Pretty lame. And I'm usually, you've seen my other videos, I'm very respectful of what places ask, you know. But in this case, I wasn't going to follow the rules. I was going to be a rebel. Because I think it's disrespectful how they're treating Robert E. Lee. So, that's it. See you guys next time.